100%. So it's a massive weakness in pick and bans if ROCCAT are not able to play it. So far, they put more focus on other picks. Trundle ban stays the same. Sivir would then be the last ban from Huma, and then ROCCAT would have to change. Wait, Huma actually banned the Jhin now.
Okay, so they don't want that in Tabzz' hands. Now, to go back to game 1, Huma have banned the Jhin in games 1 and 2, in fact.
And here's the TF ban, so we were correct. We nailed it. We even got a Jhin ban in it as well.
Nidalee first.
Nidalee first pick.
Fiora is available.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
I'm not that worried about the Fiora pick just yet. I think the Poppy actually had much more impact. Interesting, they're going away. Okay, so technically we talked about this just off air because we didn't want the viewers to hear, but now we will tell them. The Rudy actually didn't have much of an impact on Nidalee in these games here, so I'm in a way not surprised, but Airwaks have had good games. And now we give him the best jungler in the game on 6.5. And also the Corki pick, which we saw before. Betsy was winning lane again, putting a lot of pressure in that lane. Corki will almost always have the pushing power in lanes, and that sets up this Nidalee so effectively. Different style coming in from ROCCAT, obviously, because Nidalee is now open. And Huma is surely going to build a comp, either purely 1-3-1 or just around, like a Gragas, around this Sivir, because Sivir does so well when she has tanks in front of her, because she will buff up these tanks and allow them so easily to get in the face of the enemy carries, and it becomes very difficult to be an enemy carry against a comp like this. So Huma is saying, you know what, boys? It's team fighting time.
So what do Huma want to round this up? Do they want to put a tank in the top lane in Poppy with maybe a Lissandra mid?
Love it.
They know it might be difficult early.
I mean,
or
Huma still has two options. Cancel run 1-3-1 setup.
Or go 4-1.
Or 4-1, like run a Fiora top lane and then take, you know, randomly a LeBlanc or whatever mid lane and play 1-3-1, or Lissandra mid lane I think would be even better in this case here for Huma. Haven't seen Godbro use it, at least not recently.
He does play it, has done so during the course of the regular split. It didn't go particularly well. 1-8-1 was his final stat.
Maybe there's a reason Lissandra hasn't been picked.
But we'll see what Huma decide to run. Godbro has played a lot of meta champions, and it is the Braum Alistar. So a lot of siege, a lot of poke. HolyPhoenix is as chill as can be after it was his curtain call that kept Huma's chances alive at the Nexus push.
But like this double AD carry comp in these big team fights won't be able to do a whole lot. Like they will not get through this massive front line Huma is built up. So I think, like again, I would love a Lissandra pick here in this case and just have like a TP Lissandra pick, and then if you want to run a split pusher, go for the Fiora for Werlyb up top. Otherwise just take the Poppy. And just have this composition that can just dive the backline of ROCCAT so easily. Like, we are in the tank meta. Embrace it. How is Corki Lucian ever going to kill Alistar, Gragas, Poppy?
Would Huma ever consider a Lulu? It is available. Lulu Fiora.
They could. You would put a lot of the damage onto the Sivir as an option, but it is definitely likely they can pick it. Or we go full tank and we go Nautilus mid lane, boys.
So Nautilus mid for Godbro, another champion.
He did play it in the final against Copenhagen Wolves.
Yes, he did. We'll find out if he can make it work better than he did then.
All right,
because it didn't have the greatest impact.
Embracing the tank meta. 4 tanks and a Sivir to buff them. So the best AD carry possible to buff the tanks against a double AD carry composition.
With poke from Nidalee.
With some poke in here against so much hard engage. Like, ROCCAT's comp is going to have such a hard time killing anyone.
Deficio, earlier today you tweeted this was going to be a 3-0.
I mean, it looked like it after the 2-0.
You're already wrong. And this team composition, Huma have all of the tools to deal with ROCCAT.
I mean, this is going to be one of those games where the mid game is just Huma forcing fights on fights on fights on fights. And ROCCAT legit only has like the advantage in the straight up early game with the Corki lane and the Nidalee invading onto Gragas, and then obviously again a Lucian.
So are ROCCAT looking this time around for standard lanes? They want to like
I feel like
use
you have
that
to do standard lanes here as ROCCAT. Like, okay, so look at it 2 ways, right? Huma has been bad in lane swaps, so if you look at just as a team thing, you might want to lane swap just because they have been poor in it. But if you want to set up Nidalee, you want to set up the Corki, you know, with the Nidalee, the 2v2, you then obviously are looking for standard lanes.
The risk is
to invade in.
If you don't get an advantage in the lane swap, you accelerate the early game.
Yeah, you do.
You let the tonks get even tonkier.
What ends up happening as well with these full tank comps is they have so much base damage because tanks right now are insanely strong. So like all through the mid and early late game, they will be able to kill your AD carries very easily. once you get full late game, however. Full late game.
How late is full late?
We're talking like 5 items, basically.
Okay, 5
4 to 5 items. You have BT and more on these carries here. Suddenly the tanks won't have damage to kill them.
Okay.
But even Poppy is still pretty broken at that point. I mean, I like this full tank comp when you see double AD carry. I think it's so strong.
So Huma have gone all in on the tanks. And let's see if they can make that one work. Hashtag HMA win. I really want to revisit that Twitter vote after seeing the ending of Game 3. ROCCAT on stage beneath their flag. They need one more win out of these next 2 games to close it out. And as we load up onto the rift, Rudy yells his customary, "Hi, it's Rudy."
How do you know he's yelling? He's typing it.
I'm inferring it. And you know, it doesn't matter. The viewers don't know any different. I'm telling them that he's yelling it.
All right, fine.
It's more exciting for my narrative.
Okay. You don't normally yell your name, though.
Rudy gets caught by the javelin toss.
Step 1 of invading starts at level 1, and Airwaks, he already knows what to do. Land 2 spears in a row.
30 seconds until
Damage advantage.
Gets the deep vision in. So, does ROCCAT focus on lane swap because they are the better lane swapping team? Or do they want Airwaks to become the early game carry on this Nidalee?
Well,
Even in a lane swap, technically Nidalee should be able to outfarm Gragas big time and have more pressure. This is going to be a level 1 fight.
I don't think I've seen teams fighting over placing wards more heavily. This basically just becomes a guessing game, doesn't it? Now, let's see. Does Werlyb back away?
Well, seeing as, you know, Huma would have to have the Sivir Alistar waiting on the tower up here at this tier 1 tower in order to now dodge around these wards. So they're going to be spotted no matter what.
All right.
There you go, we spot them. So now ROCCAT knows they are on the top side.
What is the reaction from ROCCAT?
I want to see it. I want to see. They are going top, so they're taking standard. But actually, they actually don't know because
double bluff.
they went mid. So you can always just run mid and just delay. They're going to spot them again. And now we get lane swaps coming in. It's still not the end of the world for ROCCAT. They are still a better team at this.
All right.
If they're able to execute it. If Huma has been able to adjust some of the mistakes they made, it's hard in between games when it comes to lane swaps. Something you practice over and over in scrims. But if they are maybe able to adjust some of it, this could benefit them as a team.
All right, let's find out how ROCCAT are going to handle the lane swap. They've already shown this series that they are stronger. Going to start off the early invade.
And Werlyb is not double jumping because he actually walks straight to lane.
Going to find Werlyb out. So
hey.
that double bluff helping out ROCCAT in some ways. Werlyb decides to try to put some challenge down. Level 1 on both Airwaks and Freddy, so no taunts available. Support even comes in from Noxiak, so this will make the Sentinel very easy to be picked up. And this is going to put Werlyb even further behind Freddy, although I don't think it's going to be an absolutely massive amount just yet.
No, I just mean Freddy is like close to level 2.
Oh, Betsy gets pulled in by the dredge line.
Get a good tower shot. So Nautilus will get pushed down in this lane, but it's almost impossible
Really?
to kill him. Yeah, no, hey, there you go. Technically, he does have good pushback with his E, but against the Corki, it is fairly difficult. You just have such a hard time killing him, and he just wants to honestly get out of this laning phase and just start team fighting in the big game.
All right, so can Huma survive the laning phase? It is lane swap. Towers will be pressured both top and bottom. I think ROCCAT will have a minor advantage in timing, but not by lots.
No, they are slightly ahead on this. It's been the same in every lane swap so far this series. Game 1, when we had the same setup, ROCCAT pushed the bottom lane, didn't bounce it. Ended up giving over quite a lot of extra farm to Freddy, very unnecessary. ROCCAT, because they want to rush it down, ends up sharing gold between multiple members, even support taking it, which normally is a big no-no. Support gets nothing in this world. Bottom side, let's see if the bounce is happening. It is from Werlyb this time around.
All right, so slightly better than from Huma. I think that was shared between HolyPhoenix and Werlyb, if I caught that little glimpse correctly. Freddy's going to be receiving a fair amount of CS as well as the waves pushing towards him.
But it's the same again, where ROCCAT are faster on these swaps, so Freddy will gain more farm. Honestly, right now as a Poppy, you literally just have to try and take what you can get.
Hey, there we go. 1, 2, 3.
There we go. Yeah, so basically,
3 CS.
He just tries to push it out, and he waits long enough that he spots the dual lane from ROCCAT is already past the ward you see in lane. You can see even the ping from Huma. So now they know, okay, they have walked past this one. They're on the bottom side, so I can't push in like the 5 minutes I do have and gain something. But big difference between him and Freddy. Also remember, Freddy got the extra camps, obviously, together with his jungler. Godbro is TP back, and for some reason we're showing it because it is a highlight.
It is a very big highlight, just demonstrating the double TP comp. Thank you, observers, for pointing that out to us. Betsy's running the Flash Exhaust. Also, HolyPhoenix, difference in his itemization. He's grabbed the Cull this time round.
I like it.
Sends a bit of a signal in terms of maybe what Huma's intentions are going to be during this early game.
Going double thorns is just so out of the meta anymore. It's not cool and it's not hot anymore.
It's just not hot.
No, like Kaas is so hot right now, so you have to go for it. And again, yeah, you lose a bit of HP, but you gain more gold. You even get a bit more extra life coming. And Airwaks is now able to invade. He finds Rudy.
Rudy will not be under threat from the Javelin toss. Airwaks maybe predicting somewhat of a dodge. We'll lose access to the Raptor,
Rudy on the bottom side? Like, when you have a lane swap, you do not go towards the enemy's dual lane.
That's where the Raptors were.
But you don't even want the Raptors at this point. Go take the enemy. Oh, they're not there.
They're not there.
No Raptors for anyone.
No Raptors for anyone, but Airwaks, he managed to pick up the
So someone got Raptors.
camp. Rudy.
And now he's like, oh, Raptors? No
Right,
Raptors.
so Rudy just a little bit out of his depth this series.
Yeah. Just never go to the bottom side. You will get forced up by the enemy jungler every single time. You cannot fight it.
Airwaks has already farmed himself up an advantage. Towers will be traded once again. Shared this time by Freddy and Noxiak. Noxiak should make his way out just in time. That he does. So no big advantages either side, although ROCCAT have actually farmed 700 gold. Look at the CS difference in both top and mid lane and jungle.
I mean, again, there's a lot of good things for this ROCCAT lane swap. Again, they've been slightly better at it. You isolate mid lane for the 1v1, so Corki can just keep pushing it over and over. Nidalee will out-farm the Gragas and like always get 1 or 2 extra camps in the swaps here before the Gragas can really gain anything, because you can always steal away a few camps. Freddy is now getting caught out.
All right, let's see. Kaas will not be able to do anything else because Freddy flashes.
Yep.
So, summon a spell blown. I don't think that's the end of the world. Against a Rammus, of course. But Godbro has access to that depth charge. Down 20 odd, roughly, CS.
Now the teams are even though, in terms of the next push here with the big wave, because ROCCAT had to catch it pretty far down, pushing up the Sivir. At this point here, you want to have your jungler on top lane on the side with your AD carry again, but Werlyb is running from the top side, and also Gragas has been recalling on the side of Rudy, so it's actually only 2 members pushing. This is not the correct play by Huma, because now Freddy's allowed to go down and actually soak up this experience. They see jungler mid, he can get experience and not in lasses, but get full experience, and he won't get dove on the tower.
Get those levels.
He's just sitting actually across the wall because he gets the experience here on this side of the wall. Even has a ping to be like, is there anyone who can see me here? No, get some experience.
Just in case.
While Werlyb is trying to do the same. But Airwaks is here and Rudy...
Out of position, not the right place. Werlyb decides to go aggressive onto Tabzz. Tabzz gets a decent amount of damage down and Rudy forced to run away. Javelin toss just breaks the shield of Godbro.
Huma's just kind of selling their own top laner by allowing Freddy to take this wave, get the experience from it, and now he's going to have another wave coming he can slowly push out. Werlyb will try and do the same, but now Rift Herald is open for ROCCAT to take. And again, by having your jungler show up there, you know the enemy jungler is there, and the Gragas can't do anything. So you're also allowing Airwaks to kind of control 3 jungles at once, and just let him get extra farm, because Rudy's trying to follow him.
Well, you contrast the amount of CS that Airwaks has been able to pick up. 44 to the 26 of Rudy. Airwaks already access to level 6. Rudy just pinged it. A full level ahead is Airwaks. Just from playing the jungle camps well. And
early they swapped Godbro to the bottom lane. Hasn't even completed with 1 item yet. Want to really utilize potentially double TP, but like Freddy's obviously pushing out this lane fairly slowly on the bottom side.
That ward's been there from about 5.5 minutes, by the way.
Okay.
Keeping track and how long it survives. I don't know how many players it's spotted yet, but
still good vision.
It could reveal a crucial piece of information in terms of timing for Airwaks.
You actually want the ward normally placed a bit further forward in the bush, so you spot them when they run from the crooks down to red buff. It's actually placed on the bottom side, so you only catch them.
Too far right.
You only catch them if they run the slow, long
Look at that.
path
Rammus
down.
just walked into vision.
Yeah.
Will he clear the bush out? I don't think so.
We've seen ROCCAT do not care about checking these bushes. They want the most efficient pathing. So they do see Freddy on top side. Not really a surprise, because on the bottom side is the AD carry and top laner, so obviously Freddy's not sitting there. And now he's waiting for this wave to come out, so actually farm will even up for Werlyb because of this big wave that was not bounced back by ROCCAT. They didn't manage to get tower. Both teams tried to push it all the way out. Then ROCCAT decided, Huma decided we want to defend instead of push further. Therefore, Freddy got some farming experience, and now he will catch the wave coming in towards him.
All right, Betsy's going to have to catch this wave in the middle lane as HolyPhoenix and Kaas have shoved it in.
I'm still surprised it's so early Huma swapping Nautilus bot, because that surrenders the bot lane completely against the Lucian Braum lane. Instead of actually being Godbro just trying to, because it's a lot easier for you to wave clear in a short lane, like mid lane, with the 2 tier 1 towers as the Nautilus. Sitting on bottom side, the lane will always push down. And when you are pushing down a lane, it allows you to get into an enemy jungle instead of vision, and it forces the other team to defend. And as a lot of the European coaches like to talk about, if you're defending, you are losing. Because you do not gain any vision yourself.
Well, that seems to be the case. ROCCAT have already earned 1,500 gold or more just in farming. Full channel culling will break Titan's Wrath on Godbro. And he's under siege. A gigantic minion wave has been pulled up. Now Tabzz has run out of mana. Support's coming in from Airwaks as well as Kaas and Rudy.
But like, Huma is not able to push out anything. Mid lane is always going to be pushed in by Corki. He's a level above the Sivir, obviously, as a mid laner. Top lane is even 1v1 farm. They're dead even in CS. And then bot lane, of course, the Lucian Braum is going to push into Nautilus. So, as we just said here, Huma is forced to defend and be passive and just kind of scale up for first, second item. Freddy's trying to pull him back into the minion wave here and take some damage from the cannon as well. So, we have ROCCAT with some deep vision, getting a little bit extra here. Can even pull off the dragon. That's again the next thing. Dragon is never the #1 play you aim for. But when you have pushed in everything, there's nothing else to gain. Fine, go back, take the dragon.
And look at the vision from ROCCAT. Several deep wards just slowly starting to time up, but inside the jungle of Huma. ROCCAT doing a pretty good job. That pink ward that was behind the red buff has been cleared out, and Betsy is already up around 60 or so CS above Godbro. 50, correction.
He's
halfway
almost
to Flame Horizon.
He's almost 1,000 gold ahead. And we are 11 minutes into the game.
That's almost the entire gold lead that ROCCAT have over Huma.
And this also, like, it's what happens when you just like, Nautilus go bot lane. Yeah, just wait for that wave to come in.
Run away!
You will lose a lot of it because you will get pressured off tower by the 3-man.
Now, if there's one consolation to this, if Godbro is able to TP in, get a good dredge line or a good depth charge onto one of the 2 carries, yes, he is behind, but there is still a lot of utility that can come from the kit of Nautilus.
And like, you have high base numbers as Nautilus. One of the reasons he's so strong. Still, you normally want to farm it out for at least 1 item fully completed. Better case, even add in, you know, a step towards the next item, and then you start fighting, because these tank items have so much value early on when there's no penetration coming.
Oh, great play by Kaas. He flashes into the pulverized defensive flash from Airwaks, and he pounces over the wall. Airwaks manages to get out alive. Flash for flash traded.
Good play though by Huma, trying to get a kill here. Godbro, as expected, is still getting denied everything right now.
Kaas is in trouble. Kaas is in trouble. Airwaks looking for revenge. Javelin toss into a pounce over the wall. Stunned in place after the ulti's been used. First blood picked up by Godbro. That's going to help out a lot. Noxiak is still alive. He gets bounced away by Poppy as Airwaks will be the next target. Now Kaas is under threat. A double kill. All of the good work that ROCCAT had accrued undone in one fight.
I think they listened to your call here, Trevor, about the Alistar being in trouble. They're like, oh yeah, maybe he is. Maybe we should jump him. But he's level 6. So he obviously just popped ulti straight away. And now all these tanks here from Huma, they get out of the laning phase and get into a fight. We talked about it, get high base numbers. You can take down these carries very easily. 2 kills for them. And this was a situation where Huma were losing and losing and losing in the side lanes. Because, again, the Nautilus just do nothing. ROCCAT opts into the pick onto an Alistar. Is that 2 kills for Godbro?
That is 2 kills.
That is 2 kills. And
both of them, plus first blood.
He's actually still behind 1,000 gold because there was a kill for Betsy, but he could have been even further behind. And you know what we say, Trevor?
Tell me what we say.
2 kills, that's good.
Okay, 2 kills, that's good?
Yeah, 2 kills is really good.
Getting 2 kills, that's
Getting
good.
100% kill participation.
This one's right to Deficio, by the way. It's good. So it should be his picture on the grayscale motivational poster.
I'm making sure we get to reuse your quote in the picture.
Okay. I'll make sure we keep that up as the game plays out.
There's been some good pictures, you know, from this series.
Merc Treads picked up for Godbro. Barmy Cinder, Chain Vest, another cloth armor. When you look at the ROCCAT side, there is a lot of magic damage that comes out of Betsy, but if you can get locked down, it's a lot of auto attacks that have to be placed, and there's not traditionally a lot of lifesteal inside the Corki build.
This ROCCAT composition going into mid-game, you know, it is by no means looking to just take these straight up team fights because it's everything Huma's comp can do. So the fact they actually opted into that fight of trying to kill the Alistar, it's gonna come back and bite them. It gave Huma more than it should have gotten in a very, very bad situation where they were basically losing the side lanes and pushing in, and Corki could always push in mid lane as well and slowly hit this tower, and like a massive CS difference between it's actually 100 CS now for Betsy.
Flame Horizon before 15 minutes.
Obviously, again,
scary.
does it count when you swap him out of the lane?
It does.
Okay.
It does. Because it's just the statistical difference between opponents in the same lane. That's in theory.
All right, I'll take it.
Yep. Yep.
They are basically laning against each other now on the bottom side.
After 15 minutes, Betsy's going to have some support here from Airwaks, while HolyPhoenix is now playing the Tabzz job from previous games, where he's just going to sit mid lane and farm, push out the waves. 145 CS to 120. HolyPhoenix has got a couple hundred gold more than Tabzz. And up top, Freddy, Tremors has already been used, so that explains why Werlyb is so low. Don't fire it out. Werlyb does not take off with the helicopter swing.
I do think
that cooldown back.
ROCCAT in this situation could have kept Corki mid lane, because you already have the Braum Lucian, which is going to push in Nautilus. And by keeping the Corki mid, you have full mid lane pressure. Now, as we've seen, Sivir can push it out really quickly as well. And then every time the mid lane gets cleared, Betsy is afraid to move forward on bot lane, because there's such a high chance Huma just roams down with Alistar Sivir and collapses on Betsy and kills him. So you actually need that mid lane pressure, and you should have kept the Corki mid there. Because Lucian and Braum are already pushing bot side.
Alright.
Walk into the jungle, and then like start threatening a potential dive on Sivir mid, and then you can take mid tower.
Well, listen, ROCCAT don't know how to do anything but 1-3-1, because for the 4th game in a row, we're in 1-3-1.
You can still 1-3-1
the exact
and
same players.
you can just do a 1-1-3. Like you can put your Braum,
No, because
Lucian,
that's
and
not 1-3-1.
No, but
1-1-3 is different to 1-3-1. It's in the name.
you can still just. You want to have mid lane push every single time. They're gonna get it now because Sivir recalled, but this tower is so low. Corki right now would already kill this tower, and then you could swap in bot lane.
Alright, well, Corki's
Look at
going
that
bot
free
lane
gold
again.
right there.
It's not going to go down.
A bag of gold
It's not going to go
covered
down.
as a tower.
Bag of gold covered as a tower.
It's a weird bag of
ROCCAT
gold.
not going to be able to pick that one up. As they've decided to back away. Playing this one safely. Betsy is still sitting down the bottom lane. Teleports available for all 3 players that have them. And still no completed Sunfight here for Godbro. He's got more armor, more CDR.
And now ROCCAT can't even fight mid lane without 3 members from Huma because there's double TP. And Betsy can't join as a Corki. So they're putting themselves in a situation where Huma gets to farm up, catch up whatever they can, complete first item, maybe even complete second item, and then just start team fighting with the tanks.
Sounds so simple.
I mean, that mid tower was so easy to take down with
Yep.
Corki. You were already winning side lane with Lucian Braum, whatever.
1-3-1. So it's the
Can't you
game
just change the numbers just a little bit?
No, because the entire context is different.
I know.
We have a game plan.
Yeah,
that is the
1-3-1.
strategy. And that's what ROCCAT are sticking to. Got a dragon fight breaking out on the hunt. Used fairly early, I feel, by HolyPhoenix, and a gigantic chunk from Betsy onto HolyPhoenix. Rudy flashes over the wall, but the body slam will not find a target. Dragon is helping ROCCAT out. HolyPhoenix is down. One of the damage sources. Dredge line onto Betsy. Godbro and Werlyb flash away defensively.
Right, it doesn't matter
the
anyway.
Winter's Bite secures a kill, and Huma have lost 4, and the Dragon. It's all gone wrong, but ROCCAT are ecstatic.
And the 1-3-1, I guess, from ROCCAT. You know, they literally just walked down to this dragon that's already forcing Huma to take quite a lot of damage, and they could never engage properly. I think they also missed almost everything in that fight, and ROCCAT just kind of walked in and be like, okay.
See, again, it's playing the long game.
You're right, Trevor.
Got the dragon, got the mid tower, got the ace, and they got the bottom inner turret.
Predicted it. I mean,
I didn't predict nothing.
they're tanking here, and at the same time, you're now standing in the dragon pit, so you can't really engage properly as this full tank composition. You want to be the one TPing in, getting to the back line. Betsy just freely hitting everyone together with the dragon, and ulti missing from Rudy here, and Huma is like connecting onto no one, and then obviously your entire comp falls behind. And we just talked about how they actually got a chance to sit and farm up now. Huma's like, we don't want farm, we just want to start dragon now. So like, instead of both teams are not accepting what the other team is giving them. You're giving us chance to scale up and farm up with these tanks? Fine, we'll take it. Should have been the play. end up being, let's rush Dragon with 5 so we can't like flank this, flank engage onto you with all our tanks at all, and like just tank the Dragon.
Well, ROCCAT have a 6,000 gold lead by 20 minutes. The last time they had a lead like this was 3 games ago. And they closed that one out pretty convincingly. For Huma, they're playing so far from behind. Where is Godbro? He's still in base, so he's not going to be able to get to lane before the next 5 seconds. At 109 CS at 20, that is the lowest amount of CS at 20 minutes for a mid laner all year long. The previous lowest record was Senkak's on Lulu, where he had 130.
You're very smart, Trevor. You just remember that kind of stuff.
That's it. I just pull these records out.
Yeah.
You know, got them in there.
But now the 1-3-1 is good.
Okay, so now we like what they want.
Because now your mid tower is dead already. That was the tower I wanted them to take before, you know, to speed up the game and force Huma even further back on the map. So it's just free dragons for ROCCAT and everything. But now it's good because, as we said, you don't really want to straight up. I mean, okay, you're this far ahead, so technically you can team fight. But this is good now from ROCCAT because now they get to play the 1-3-1. You know, they get to split up these tanks super easily. And I gotta hand it to you, Trevor and ROCCAT. You know, they knew it.
It was the
wait for that dragon fight that's going to happen.
And it worked out.
And it worked out.
202 for Freddy. He's got 130 CS, Sunfire Cape, as well as the Thornmail completed. And we're trying to find targets. Game-changing from Werlyb, as he's got Sunfire Cape and the Iceborne Gold completed. A song of fire and ice, if you will.
Yeah.
But for Huma, it might be a eulogy. This could be their last game today. Unless they can find a mistake. Unless they can find a team fight with this heavy tank composition.
So the thing ROCCAT did struggle with before when they played the 1-3-1 was like, they would have like 2 lanes pushing them when one guy were backing off and actually gives openings for engages. You have double TP, you have a lot of hard engage, you have Sivir ulti. Huma just waiting for ROCCAT to slip up in one of the side lanes and then just hard engage mid straight away. Or maybe even hard engage on Betsy top when he's the man pushing down. And try and force that team fight. They are.
There's a teleport being forced.
So they're doing it on Betsy.
Betsy's just flashed away. Godbro can chase. He's running, but not going to find a target.
Got the flash, but ended up using a TP forward. So
probably not worth. Distortion? Maybe worth.
Still, I mean, it's the play we talked about. You know, hey, if you're Huma, you have to just try and force fights. Like, that's why again going for that dragon was such a bad play for them because it forced them into a really bad setup. When they weren't even ready, because they hadn't even completed one item yet, and like the Nautilus was so far down. And that really snowballed ROCCAT out of control.
ROCCAT are going to continue to accelerate their lead. Starting to back off, spend additional gold. Just look at the item differences between these players. Infinity Edge Triforce already completed. Betsy's just going to look to 1v1 Betsy, even though he gets pinned against the wall.
One-on-one himself.
I'm going to matter. Support comes in,
like
and Noxiak gives him the chair. Sends him back to base with that Winter's Bite.
Wrong skin.
Yeah, I know, but it's more exciting that way. Is it a dragon's head on that skin?
I think it is.
I'll pay closer attention to the particle.
I want to see what it is when it actually throws out the Q.
Alright, well, hopefully the observers will...
Actually, no, the Q is just the same as always, so that doesn't change.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it's the chair on the Altico Braum. It's actually a rotating chair. I mean, we don't just say that for fun, dude.
No, it's more like when you auto-attack him, you smack him with the chair.
Oh, yeah, but he also actually shoots out a fold-up chair, like they do in wrestling. Dude, you need to pay more attention.
That is sick!
I should not be teaching you that.
I actually didn't know his Q changed at all with the skin.
Yes, it does. All right, so Betsy's in trouble. Tower's already gone down to edgeline. Will chase, flash into the hook. That will be a kill, but at what cost?
Lost mid tower for it, so ROCCAT are happy enough with that trade. Betsy had no flash and had gone back to his side lane where he likes to live. Yeah. Likes to get ganked quite a bit. Yeah, true, it is like orange. It's cute.
Yeah. You win. You know what the worst part is? I was actually looking at items, so I even missed it that time around. Sorry, observers. I'll pay closer attention next time.
Oh, and there's definitely a different color.
Yeah. Everybody, if you're watching at home, tweet Deficio.
No, it's...
GIFs of the chair.
It's because...
Just so he can know.
I'm a bit like Faker.
You don't play the skins?
I don't really like the skins that much. I do actually like a lot of the skins.
I was going to say, that's a flat-out lie.
I don't play with the skin except for Project Lucian, which is a super cool skin. So that's why, that's the only reason.
Okay, that's fine. one-time fake ninja skills for somebody who's testing the machine.
Yeah, and
default.
he didn't even want the skin.
He was quite disappointed by that.
And when you have 2 skins now, you have to use one of them at least.
Yeah.
Like, come on, if you play Rise or Z, you gotta use that skin.
You just will make another one. Regardless, ROCCAT, dragon is up. The last time Huma tried to contest this dragon, it did not go well. ROCCAT
Different setup now, though. You actually have a few tank items completed.
Yeah, but
you also
10,000 go down.
If you want to fight this, you actually want ROCCAT to start it, and then you TP in behind them. The problem is there's 0 wards, there's 1 ward just behind them.
And no TPs.
And actually no TPs either, so that's why you give up the dragon, and it's now 3 dragons to 0. It's a good way if you are against the comp that will be very difficult to fight against later. So start stacking up these early dragons. Because then when you get to 5 dragons, you don't really care about that full tank composition.
Yep.
And Huma has, sadly for them, made some very poor decisions in this game. And what looked like a very exciting comp, I liked it on paper, you know, double 80 carry, you just stack full tanks. It fell extremely far behind.
Yes.
And now the tanks will still have an impact if they can't get a proper engage, but
it's so difficult.
Yeah, it is so difficult.
Even if you do get a proper engage, if Freddy's able to shut down HolyPhoenix, that buys a lot of time for Betsy and for Tabzz to Valk and to dash. Well, there's no summoners on Betsy, not for a few seconds at least, but he's played relatively safe. Tabzz may as well stop paying rent in the middle lane.
Yeah.
Been there a long, long time.
He's definitely taxing the mid lane quite a bit.
Yeah, 254 CS, still down and when compared to HolyPhoenix, but that's nothing really to write off, and there's 5 kills, 3 assists, and this gigantic lead. For ROCCAT, it really is now just
slow and steady, wait for Baron setup, and then we've talked about, oh, you can just package on Gragas.
That's it, the stun will connect. Kaas will at least boot Betsy away. Rudy flashes over the wall, plays at the official, respect that he needs to. This will be the kill into HolyPhoenix. Glacial Fissure will separate ROCCAT, but it still may not be enough. A death onto Kaas. ROCCAT are not done yet. Betsy completely untouched. He pushes forward, and ROCCAT can peel backwards for the Baron. Freddy is really healthy enough to tank this one up.
ROCCAT didn't even need to set up the fancy stuff here, you know. Straight out the Baron, they come in to try and stop you, and you TP in with the Rammus. No, just pack it straight over for Betsy. You have full control of the enemy jungle for the last, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Basically, that's your Baron. Over 10,000 gold ahead at 27 minutes.
A package to the face here for Rudy.
This is what happens again when you control the jungle. You can't just walk in alone and start playing it out. You will get engaged on. That's what happens here. And then the start of Freddy comes in, gets HolyPhoenix straight away. You can see where he goes. And then
that's all she wrote. ROCCAT
says thank you very much.
Convincingly pick up the team fight, extend that lead even further. And now the 1-3-1 might swap. They might be a bit drastic here and put Betsy top lane and Freddy bottom.
Betsy's been top lane the last 10 minutes. I know a bit like this. Oh, you talk about skins and so on, you're missing the game.
Well, Freddy's got teleport available if it's needed. Oh, Betsy's got middle.
Yeah, this is a 1-4 setup. There's something wrong here.
Yeah, something wrong indeed.
Well, I guess if you get Baron against only 1 wave clear, why won't you just start pushing all 3 lanes? Obviously, they're just waiting, I know, for the minion wave coming top, and then Betsy's gonna go catch it. But there's only 1 wave clear, that's the Sivir, so just push the other lanes, then you will get a free tower. Betsy should go grab that wave on top side.
Should be slowly pushing towards Huma, I think, if I'm looking at that minimap correctly. I'll catch a glimpse of it in a few minutes' time. Freddy's gonna keep
no matter what minions, just go take it because it speeds it up for you.
Like, in.
You wanna use this Baron buff as much as possible.
Powerball interrupted there. As Werlyb takes a couple of shots. Culling will try to dissuade Godbro. Doesn't do a whole lot, but it doesn't matter because the tower has just been chunked down. And teleports in from behind. Last-ditch effort. Body slam will not find Airwaks. There was no flash available for Rudy. The barrel finds nothing either. Airwaks hops over the wall. Werlyb will be finding some time as Betsy's knocked up into the air. But here comes Freddy. The kill onto HolyPhoenix means the follow-up damage is gone. Rudy is down, followed shortly by Godbro and the rest of Huma. Werlyb is the last man standing. This could be a gigantic final push. ROCCAT have 5 members chasing into the base of Huma.
What a great game, honestly, from ROCCAT. This one here. Again, Betsy is playing fantastic. In this mid lane, have Airwaks around him. Fully deserved.
A convincing, crushing victory in favor of ROCCAT. They requalify for the LCS, taking down Huma 3-1.
We only lied a little bit on Twitter, saying it could be a 3-0. ROCCAT in Game 1, Game 2, and Game 4, he's been looking strong. Again, I mean, I can't really blame Huma for going for this full tank setup. They see the Corki coming in early.
Yep, the theory was sound.
You know, they're like, you know, this is a game where maybe you pull out something surprising. A lot of misplays though from Huma, and I think swapping that Nautilus bot lane, as we talked about in the game, it just destroyed Godbro. Like, he was like 140 CS down. And the game wasn't even 30 minutes.
ROCCAT, clearly the stronger team on the day. The one game that they did lose, maybe underestimating the 2v2, maybe not predicting the lane swap in terms of that game 3, where they did get
potentially.
Yeah.
After they actually got stuck in the lane, didn't really know how to get out of it. They had a few opportunities, but we've seen both challenger teams now lose. Obviously, Giants took out Copenhagen Wolves on day 1 and knocked them straight out of the tournament.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you were the lowest seed coming in. This one, ROCCAT, as you said, were clearly the better team.
Yeah.
It was only in that standard lane setup with their Jhin Bard, Huma played well, and that even ended up becoming such a close game that actually
it could have gone either way.
Could have
by
gone
the end of the
either
match.
way. So fully deserved, you know, the ROCCAT wins this one.
Now this is very interesting because of course Splice and ROCCAT have now requalified for the 8th and 9th spots in the summer split. There's only one position remaining, and Huma, the guys on stage now, busy getting some congratulations from opponents' managers, and they will be back tomorrow. They will be taking on Giants. So
it was the match Werlyb wanted.
Yep, that storied battle
I mean,
between Werlyb and his former organization.
And that's going to be crazy because it's not even just a match of like, oh, can I get into the LCS before you and you might have a second chance? This is legit. If we win, we knock you out. We knock you into Challenger.
Yeah.
So Werlyb gets
much
a
on the line.
chance. Giants have played a lot better, though, in this tournament than we expected, coming in with this very new roster, obviously with the Koreans, Sunstar and Wisdom as well. And Huma showed a lot of issues.
It was interesting, right? Because ROCCAT was so clearly better than Huma throughout almost every department. But all of the weaknesses and the mistakes that we've seen from ROCCAT in the LCS are still there, are still apparent. Some of the positioning mistakes, some of the timing on when they make plays around objectives. So it's interesting to see how big of a gap there was between the #1 challenger team and the #9 LCS team. And it's something that we'll be talking a lot more about as the weekend continues. For now, we're going to hit on stage with Pyrotechnics.